although arithmetic operators are hugely important in programming, when it comes to decision making, controlling the flow, making your program dynamic, intelligent, relational operators are definitely more powerful. So before we take a look at relational operators, let's review expression statements. To remember expression statements, so expressions are a type of statement. You'll use them for assignment, like in x equals 5. You'll use them to change the value. Here we're using x plus plus. Notice we haven't covered plus plus just yet. So this is to increment. We'll cover that when we get to loops. We're using it also for method calls. So the print method here from the system class, that's also an expression statement. So if expressions are a type of statement, an important type of expression is the Boolean expression. So this type of expression evaluates to either true or false, as we know about the Boolean data type. So it is used to perform decision making in your program. So essentially, you're using it for comparison. So you need a few things to build a Boolean expression. So you're going to need two values to compare. So this could be a variable, or this could be an actual literal value that you type out. And then you're going to need your relational operator. So your values go on the left and on the right, and in the middle you put your relational operator to actually make the comparison. These are going to be actually really familiar once we take a look at the next slide. If you do want to combine multiple expressions together, then you use your logical operators, but we're going to save that for another lesson. So relational operators are used to compare two values. They return a Boolean value, true or false, based on the outcome of the expression. So A equal to B. So it checks if A is equal to B. So now if we want to check if two things are equal, kind of a funky symbol here, kind of a funky operator, it's the double equal sign. So we're going to mess up a lot using the double equal sign instead of the equal sign, or using the equal sign instead of the double equal sign. This might happen a lot when you're first working with these operators. Don't beat yourself up. Hopefully the compiler will catch some of those, right? If you put them in the wrong place. Sometimes it might not. So if these two values are the same, it'll return true. If they're different, it'll return false. So 10 and 3. Let's say A is 10 and B is 3 for all of these. So A equal to B. Is 10 the same as 3? No, that's definitely not the case. Let's check the next one. So A not equal to B. So the not equal operator, for not or negation, we use the exclamation point. So the exclamation point is literally translating to not, and then the equal sign to equal. So A not equal to B. If the values are not equal, it'll actually return true, which can be a little confusing. But you're actually checking, right, if it's not equal. You're verifying that statement. So 10 not equal to 3. Well, that's true. 10 is not equal to 3. So that expression would evaluate to true. Remember the 10 and 3, I just made those up. I'm just saying A is 10 and B is 3. All right, so A greater than B. Well, this is a symbol you should be familiar with. The greater than symbol. That's shift period on your keyboard should give you the greater than symbol. So A greater than B. Let's see, 10 is 10 greater than 3. That would evaluate to true because 10 is greater than 3, or A greater than B. Let's check the next one, less than B. So A less than B, let's do 10 less than 3. That would be false because 10 is not less than 3. So then this expression would return to false. If 10 was less than 3, then of course it would return true. So if I wanted to do a true statement, I could reverse it. 3 is less than 10. That checks out. So 3 is less than 10 would evaluate to true. If you want to check greater than or equal, we call this sometimes inclusive. When you want to include the value, you don't want to exclude it from the range, then you use your or equal symbol. So you combine your greater than or your less than, and you add an equal sign to it. So it's combining the expression to include the value that you're comparing. So let's say 3 is 3 greater than 3. That would evaluate to false. And let's actually pull out IntelliJ for some of these, because I know just me saying them right is not as useful. So int b is equal to 3. And let's go int c is equal to 3. All right, so let's do a few comparisons. Let's do a less than b. Is a less than b? false because 10 is not less than 3. So this would evaluate to false. And I'm actually going to assign this to a variable. So int result equals, and I'll print out the result indirectly there. Just some good programming practice. Whoops, this should be a Boolean, right? Because this is a Boolean expression. All right, so let's see. A less than B. So we already said that was false. We'll just print it out again. Let's go with A greater than B. True, because 10 is greater than 3. How about A greater than C? Is 3, or actually let's do B greater than C. Is 3 greater than 3? False. No, B is not greater than C because 3 is the same as 3. It's not greater than 3. So B greater than C would actually be false. Same for the less than. Because 3 is not less than 3. It's the same. If I do equals equals, this of course would be true because 3 and 3 are the same. Now, if I do change this to A is greater than or equal to C, or sorry, it keeps doing A, I meant B, and I run this, this now evaluates to true. Notice just the greater than was false, but greater than or equal is inclusive. I'm including the C here. So I'm saying is 3 greater than or equal. So I'm doing two comparisons. Because 3 is or equal to 3, then it evaluates the true. Same for the less than. If you do the inclusive and add the or equal to here, then of course this will also be true. So there you go. Showing you how that works. I know I went a little bit quick, but feel free to pause the video and watch that back. Let's do one more. Let's do the not equals just to show you it. So is B not equal to C? Well, I thought B and C were the same, so that's actually false. Because B not equal to C, that's a false statement. That's not true. B is equal to C. So then, again, a little confusing, right? Because we're doing comparison. You get false. But it's because we're asking the question, is B not equal to C? So I invite you when you're doing these comparisons to out loud say it as a question, because that'll just be a nice sanity check. All right, so that's relational operators.